Hello and welcome to the ABCs of Weight Loss. I'm Deanna and I will be your host for tonight. Tonight we're talking about the letters X, Y, and Z. So as we get settled in tonight, go ahead and put in the chat what words that start with the letters X, Y, or Z that you think that we may or may not be talking about tonight. It is a lovely time for a beautiful chat, and I am excited to be here, and I am excited that you are here. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy you're here. Yay. As always, the cat is going to now walk across my lap because it wouldn't be a live stream without the cat making an appearance. Exciting. I am so excited. Yay. So we are talking about, it's the big finale, guys. It's the finale. We're talking about three letters because X and Z are difficult letters. Actually, Z is not as difficult as X, but they're difficult letters. Y is a pretty easy letter, I think, to think of words and come up with things, but X and Z, those are some hard words. Like I would have to just sit and read the dictionary and learn what all these weird words that have all these weird letters in them mean. It's just insanity. So we combined them all into one letter for the grand finale. And nobody is guessing any words just yet. Nobody has any guesses. Nobody's prepared. So we will start with what I think is the most important word, and that's you. That's the most important thing whenever it comes to weight loss. It's you. All these diets, they have all kinds of different parameters: calories, fasting, exercise, sleep, stress reduction, blood pressure, cortisol, blah, 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 words, 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 all these different things. But the most important part of that is you. You are the most important component of any weight loss plan. You. You are the most important thing. And I think one of the keys to that is kind of like knowing who you are as a person. When I originally lost 80 pounds back in the day, got to goal weight, was there for a few, years and stuff, I was a completely different person than I am today. Whenever I did that back then, it was the easiest thing in the world. I tracked my calories. I wrote them down every single day. I didn't ever miss a time. And I lost weight pretty consistently every single week. I think I had maybe 4 weeks. It took me a year and 4 months to lose 80 pounds. I think I had 4 weeks where I didn't lose weight. It was easy. Every single week, pretty much, I had a win. I got to lose some weight. And I just kept doing the same thing, writing my food down, showing up, weighing in, lose weight for a year and 4 months. It was easy. I don't even know. I was a different person than I am today. Today, I am just like a rebellious person. I fight myself constantly. I'm, self-sabotaging, all of these things. I am a totally different person. So I have to lose weight in a totally different way. Are you trying to lose weight in a way that maybe in the past worked for a different you, but you haven't upgraded for who you are today? You're a different person. You live by a whole different set of rules, a whole different set of values, all kinds of different things. Are you doing it for the you who is today, or are you doing it for the you of the past? It's a very important question. So many times we think, oh, I lost weight like, blah, blah, blah before. and we want to repeat that. It might not work. It might work. I don't know. I'm not you. And it could be that it's not even the diet. It could be because things are different up here in your brain. That's where things are different. It comes down to you knowing who you are. That's why I like to do, I'm so big into doing my weekly reviews and my weekly assessments and finding out, okay, so on Monday, I didn't have a problem, walking by the break room and all those snacks in there. Didn't have a problem on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, it was an issue. What was different on Wednesday? What happened on Wednesday that walking by that food that I didn't want to eat was such a huge deal and I ate it? Asking myself little questions like that. Asking myself questions like, oh my God, why did I leave that restaurant feeling stuffed? I know I don't want to, feel stuffed anymore. That's not part of who I am or who I want to be, but why did I do it? Why, whenever I know I feel so good when I get up and do my exercise, why didn't I do that? It's not always what you know, it's what you do. And a lot of times it comes down to, why is it that we're not doing what we know we're supposed to do? So you are the key component. You know your motivators. You know your favorite foods that you just can't live without. What's going to work for you? You are the most important part. So that's my opening rant for tonight. And you also are just so important to me. Again, so much gratitude and love that you guys come to and watch this video. I am just over the moon about it. So, yay. Zen. I love that word. I love that word, Zen. That's such a good word. I love it. I want to go to there. I love at the end of the day to, settle in and just have that moment of Zen, just peace and quiet. I also like to start my day that way. It's actually my favorite part of the day is in the morning whenever I wake up and after I take care of all the chores that I have to do, because there's always all these chores that I have to do. But after I walk the dog and make the coffee and do my exercises and all of that, then I sit down with my journal, and that's when I get to have my Zen time, where I get to enjoy my coffee, write in my journal, set up my intentions for the day. How is it that I want to act? How is that what I feel? What is it that I want to eat? How am I going to go for today, these next 24 hours? What's the plan? That's my Zen. I find it to be my absolute favorite part of the day because I don't know what's going to happen after that. You never know. You never know what's going to, throw a wrench into everything that you planned for the day. So it's always the best part of my day because I know how it's going to go. I know what's going to happen. It's calming. It's my Zen. And then at the end of the day, whenever I put my head on the pillow and I think to myself, what am I proud of myself for? Because that's a daily habit that I've added. It's not anyone that's ever shown up really on a habit tracker. It's not something that I talk about. I don't know, maybe I talk about it a lot, but it is something that I do. I like to review the day and think about what was I proud of and just kind of do a little celebration as I fall asleep. What is your Zen? I want to know what your Zen is. What is your Zen? What's that moment for you? How do you create it? How do you create your Zen? I'm just going to let it be silent here while you guys type in an answer to that. And then everybody's going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't type anything in the chat because I was cooking dinner. And do you know what? Cooking dinner is my moment of zen. Misty taught me the word zeal last year. I didn't even know what it meant. In season 1, when we did the ABCs, when we did letter Z, Misty taught me that. Just to be super duper duper excited about something. Eagerness and ardent interest in pursuit of something. Passion. The ABCs of weight loss is like one of those things that creates a little bit of passion for me. I love to think about the words and how that they're going to relate. I think it's so much fun. I love it whenever people get that excited about recipes. They're just passionate about it. I've never been passionate about recipes. It's just not my thing. I just cook what I cook, and that's what I like to make. And I don't really like to look up recipes. I feel like when I look at recipes, I feel like, oh my God, everything's just so boring. Boring, boring, boring. Anyway, my live streams are zen for me. It's just such a nice moment. The best thing about doing live streams is at work, I like once a year have to give webinars to our clients. And now that I do live streams, like doing a webinar is like nothing. I don't get nervous anymore. I don't have any of those like, jitters or anything. I just like, all right, here we go. So much easier. And I think that, with all of the, the Zooms and all of everything that we've been doing since, the whole pandemic, it just made everything so much easier. And it's like just so much calmer, and it's nice. Anyway, but live streams are a place of zen. So I'm having some quiet time in the morning before my day starts. So another Z word, I guess, while we're on the Z words, is zombie. What do you think of when you think zombie? What do you think of whenever you think zombie? Do you ever have those days where you could just kind of maybe feel like a zombie walking around? You're just brain dead. You're going through the motions of the day, but you're not really present. You're not 100% there. That's how you felt last week. Just a zombie. And driving to work in the morning, so thankful for that autopilot. Do you ever get to work and you're like, wow, how did I get here so fast? And I don't remember the stoplights at all. Were they red? Were they green? I don't know. Did I see anything interesting on my way to work? Like, you just have no recollection at all. You were on autopilot the whole time because you're feeling like a little zombie. You're kind of like right, not there. So that autopilot, that is why I talk about habits so much. For these days when we feel like a zombie, you didn't get enough sleep for whatever reason. There could be no reason at all why you didn't get any sleep. You're just feeling drained for some reason. Maybe, other things are stressing you out. Who knows? But sometimes we feel like a zombie. That's why habits are so helpful to build, because on those days, just like driving your car to work, you put it on autopilot and those habits just kick right in and you're just doing the things when you make it a habit instead of a occasional thing. And habits take time, but a really good way to solidify a habit, I told you guys this before, it's not anything new, is to celebrate it each time you do it. It just gives that spark of energy to it, that little zzz, and helps to reinforce and keep that habit going. So when you're feeling like a zombie, you've got those habits to really like just get you through the day. Get you there. I don't even know how I got there today. See? Didn't even know how I got there today. I love it. Love it. But that's really, I've seen a lot of evidence to support that the building of habits has just helped me out tremendously in times whenever I don't have the energy to think, or I just can't because I'm a zombie and I'm just like, I'm not there yet, you know? Doing my exercise in the morning, doing my journaling is a habit. It's like the next thing I go and grab for is to pick up my journal, to have a glass of water as soon as I wake up, to have another glass of water whenever I get to work. These are just automatics. I don't have to think about, do I want soda or do I want water? I just automatically know. I don't have to think about doing my exercise. I just automatically go and do it. That's why I've been caught out in the rain a lot, because I forget to check the weather. And then I'm out there and then it starts raining and then I come home with a wet dog. Good times. So when you're feeling like a zombie, how about if you're feeling like a zombie, but instead of okay, big question. What do zombies eat? What is their diet? Anybody? Anybody want to guess? What do zombies eat? I love zombie movies, by the way. One of my favorite things. Love zombie movies. Brains! Yes! They eat brains. Okay. And then they are portrayed as like sometimes, walking around saying brains, brains, Do you ever find yourself kind of like a zombie and you're focused not on brains, but on another food? Has that ever happened to you where you're just kind of like, you can't get it out of your head? It's just there, like nonstop. But it's one particular food. It's not just like food in general, it's like one specific thing. One specific thing. Okay, so I played Plants vs. Zombies like a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. A lot. Way too much. I haven't played it in a few years, but I used to play it way too much. More than I want to admit. But I loved that game. It was fun. Love Plants vs. Zombies. So, so sometimes I will find myself craving a food. And it could be a salad. It could be French fries. It could be a banana split. And that craving just sticks for days. I had to remove it from your phone. It sticks for days and days and days and days. It doesn't go away. That's a serious, that's like a craving. Whenever I'm having a craving like that, if it's going on, normally I think to myself, okay, I don't have it on my plan for the day. I don't have anything to make that. I'll plan for it, for next week or later in the week or whatever, something like that. And a lot of the times, that little thought that pops into my head that I'd like whatever to eat, it goes away. And I forget about it. It's not even a thing. I don't think about it the next day. I don't put it on the plan. I don't, it never comes up again. But then sometimes there's like that serious craving that just sticks with you. And you're just feed the need. I just don't think that completely restricting yourself from something that is not going to harm you. So if you've got physical limitations or medical limitations that says you can't have that, then yeah, totally don't eat it. But if it's a food that you can eat and it's not going to harm you, if you plan for it and you have it in a very controlled way, then I think it's good. But experiment, and if you find out that eating in a controlled way was absolutely no good and it caused all kinds of your brain to go crazy, number one, could happen, or, all different things, then, you might want to skip it if that's the type of person that you are. But I find a lot of times that if you just say, wait, the delayed gratification, it has to go on for days. This is not, we're having it now because we're having a craving. This is days of cravings. You have it the one time, you're satisfied, you're happy, you did it in a controlled manner, you didn't go overboard with it, you're proud of yourself, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome. That's like having a healthy relationship with food. So it's really good to kind of practice that just in small little a moment. We have to, sometimes we have to be, the big person in the whole thing and tell ourselves just, this portion, that's it. And then we're going back to what we were doing. Oh my God, yes, so much. She's so right. Mary's right. If it lasts for a week, I will eat it because I will eat too many other things trying to take its place. How many people have done that before? You have this huge craving and you're trying to fill that need for that thing, and nothing's going to do it. Nothing until you get that one thing. Until you get that one thing. And it totally gets sidetracked when we're talking about that. That is so many causes of late night snacking and also binge eating is that you're trying to fill a need that cannot be solved with food. You're angry, you're tired, you're lonely, there's something else going on, and maybe the chips will solve it. No. Maybe the sweets will solve it. Nope. Maybe I need a brownie ice cream combo because I like warmed up brownie with cold ice cream together, that hot cold combo. It's like so amazing. Maybe no, because what you're needing isn't food. You're needing a call from a friend. You're needing a hug. You're needing to go to bed. You're needing an activity to do. You're just darn bored because you don't have anything to do. Filling a void. So it works in a few different ways. So the zombie. I love zombies. Another word. I don't know why I'm going with all the Z words, but while we're on it, we will be on it. Is zigzag. 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 Why what? Why what? What is she saying why about? All right. I'm going to get my journal. I'm going to try and do a little pictogram here. Is there a better way to do this? Like, Mm, anyway, we're going to do it this way. Why not? Oh, yes, and why are my words. Gotcha. Zigzag. I saw this the other day and I'm going to try it out because I think it'll be kind of fun. So you just draw a little graph on a thing, and this is a way of habit tracking. So you want to do a specific thing because that's going to help you get, say you want to lift weights because it's going to help you get strong, or you want to practice doing a cartwheel every single day because it'd be fun to be able to do a cartwheel. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is. So one way to track that versus a habit tracker is to every day that you do it, you're like, okay, that's day one. I did it day one. And then day two, I did it. Two. Day three, I did it. Three. But day four, I didn't do it. But day five, I did. And day six, I did. And day seven, I did. But day eight, I didn't. Day nine, I didn't. But day 10, I did. And day 11, I did. And so zigzag. You get it? You're still making progress towards the goal. So it's another fine presentation of it's not all or nothing. It's never all or nothing. It's a zigzag. It's a zigzag. It's not linear. It's a zigzag. Wasn't that fun? I really wanted to just save this and do a whole YouTube video on it, but I couldn't contain myself. I had to share it, especially whenever the word zigzag came up, and I'm like, oh, I know a zigzag. So smile emojis, something, give me some love in the comments for my fun zigzag if you thought that was as fun as I did, or you can give me like the crossbones of death if you want to, I guess. Yeah, W was last week. We're not doing W, just X, Y, and Z. Just X, Y, and Z. So zigzag. But that's a cool way, I think, to kind of demonstrate your progress whenever you're working towards a goal. Weird is your word. Well, weird was for last week. We're on X, Y, and Z. You're so extra. You're so extra. The only word that I came up with that starts with the letter X is Xerox. Xerox. That's the word that I came up with. Xerox, because you can take inspiration from other people, but you can't just copy exactly what they're doing. You can't go to the Xerox machine and copy what they're doing and get the same results. Because you're different. You're a different person. It's never going to come out right. It's going to look more like a fax, like an old fax that's been worn out. So you can't Xerox. You can't just automatically copy. You can take inspiration from, make it your own, make it work for you, make it fit into your lifestyle, make it to fit in with your family, your friends, your schedule. But try to do exactly what they do and expect the exact same results, it's probably not going to be the exact same. So just tip, just pro tip. That was my only word that started with X. It was Xerox. What can I tell you? There's a lot of words with X that I have no idea what they mean. And I'm not going to sit there and So online, it doesn't like give me the definitions like right there on the page. I have to click into like every word, and I don't want to click on every single word. So I thought that that's what you meant, was you were saying that I was weird talking about my zigzag. And I love that. I am weird and I embrace it. I accept that. And I'm not going to stop being me. I like it. This, if you can't get excited about little stupid stuff, then, what's the point of life? Like, there's just, you know, that's what makes me happy. Yep. That's who I am. It's a weird, zigzaggy zombie who's zealous about weight loss. Wow, I just used all those words in a sentence. Oh, so let's talk about yesterday for a minute, because it's a Y word. We're going to talk about yesterday because it's a Y word. So I want to hear from you. What are you proud of that you did yesterday? What are you proud of that you did yesterday? Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Actually, yesterday I had a lot of troubles. Work stuff. Not fun. Not fun. But I'm proud of myself because my troubles were like mainly in the morning. It was really crazy, hectic afternoon. It was like it went crazy, like fast. It was over before I even knew it. But I went out for lunch after my live stream. I had to go to Walgreens to get some stuff. I didn't stop at Taco Bell. I didn't stop at McDonald's. I didn't stop at Culver's. I didn't stop at any of the fast food places. I took my lunch to work, and that's what I ate. Now, old me, a previous version of me, even maybe a version of future me, I don't know. I'm never going to say never, would have needed comfort from the stressful morning and ran to the food. So I'm really proud of myself for not doing that yesterday, because man, it would have been so easy to just drive through, have that food, think it makes me feel better, until I got done eating it, went back into the office, and I'm like, you all are still here. What? You know? And then I would have taken all the joy out of my food. So, but I didn't do it. So yay. That was awesome. Just use lighter weights, and I'm glad I did. I did an afternoon workout. Yep. We gotta know ourselves, to know when we need to do the lighter weights, for sure. I was doing my workout this morning and I had to use lighter weights today as well. So yesterday. What else can we learn from yesterday? It's a question that I always like to ask myself. Again, I like to do a lot of reflection. What else can I learn from yesterday? You might have something. I had a pretty normal day, actually, so I didn't have a lot of lessons that I can learn in the ABCs of weight loss realm, but I did have some professional things that I learned, but not anything that really applies to this. So, yeah, there we go. Anybody else? Anybody else? So, my next two words that I have tonight are, and I think they go together, yielding and yes. So when I'm thinking about them, I'm kind of thinking of in like a stoplight kind of way. And so when is it that you need to yield? When is it that you need to yield? Have you learned anything about yourself where there's danger ahead and you need to kind of slow down, pull back, take a step back, yield to oncoming traffic, and just keep going? Do you know that when you need to yield? I can get really caught up in excitement. Whenever there's something like excitement going on, that's a time whenever I kind of need to slow down, take a step back, think about, okay, I know that there's all this excitement right over there. And I don't want to get caught up in old habits of celebration or over celebration, overindulgence. So I need to slow down and set some intentions. How do I want to feel walking out of this? How is it that I want to show up for myself during this thing? By taking that moment, that pause, that yield, it gives me a minute to just reconnect, to think about my why. Why do I want to do that? But if I just go in and I'm not thinking about it, sometimes that's when those autopilot bad habits from a previous me will just kick in. They're stored in my body and they just come out of nowhere if I'm not being conscious and aware of what is, what's going on, what's happening, especially in those kinds of situations, especially if it's a huge social situation, because they just make me feel awkward and whatever. So, because I social anxiety, whatever. So I know that I just got to, slow down a little bit in those types of situations. That's where it comes to me, who are you? What are the things? When do you need to yield? Maybe it's times of anger. Maybe it's in times of grief. Maybe it's whenever you're hurting for some reason. Maybe it's when you're worried. Maybe you've got, a test result that you haven't gotten from the doctor yet, and you're and you're worried about it. Maybe that's whenever you need to sit back and think about, do I need to yield? When are some other times that we might need to yield? When something unexpected comes up. So life can be so boring. We know, like, day to day. Go to work, come home, make dinner, blah, blah, blah. On this night, I go and do this. And on this night, I go and I do that. And on Saturdays, I do these chores. And on Sundays, I do those chores. Or whatever your routine might be. But when something unexpected comes up, have you ever been there? Have you ever experienced in your dieting life where something unexpected comes up, and your priorities just went on the back burner? I know that it happens to people. I've seen it so many times. And then they think to themselves that, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get this. I just can't do this. I'm terrible. I'm a loser. No, you're not. It was unexpected. You weren't ready for it. Those habits weren't built up strong enough to where they're on autopilot, where you can be a zombie. Why are we expecting this grandiose behaviors whenever we're hit with an unexpected event? Something that could be, challenging, hard, traumatic, whatever. And then we get all judgmental about it. Don't. It was unexpected. But if we start thinking to ourselves, when these things happen, I need to yield, and we start practicing that skill, maybe at some point when something unexpected happens, we just automatically yield. Oh, cool, I did it, and then we build on that. We get better and better. I've been there. Sick eating is so hard for me. So I don't know what it is, but I'm a person who likes to eat whenever I'm sick. If I'm not sleeping, I'm probably eating. And I've always, since childhood, had a lot of dairy foods. Like I want grilled cheese and I want ice cream and I want a lot of dairy foods, but comfort foods. I'm like, I don't want a bowl of soup. Are you crazy? That's not what I want whenever I'm sick. So learning how to eat somewhat nutritiously while being sick, because when low prep, I need something that's low prep because I'm not, going to make anything, whatever. And I'm also not I'm very self-sufficient whenever I'm sick. Just leave me alone. Just, if I need something, I'll get up and I'll get it and I'll be fine. I just want my peace and my quiet. Let me sleep. So yeah, I don't want anything that I'm going to have to prep or work hard for. So trying to figure out what foods those were going to be whenever I'm sick has been challenging, but I have been able to modify what I eat. I wouldn't say that it's changed 100%, but I have been able to modify like some of my go-to foods. And we are so lucky to live in a world that has grocery delivery. I mean, what a lifesaver. So before you'd have to like go out and go to the store and bring it home. And then you're like, you got to go out, you got to go to the doctor, and then you got to go to the pharmacy, and then you go to the grocery store. It's like so much. Oh my God. And I just didn't even hear what the doctor said because I don't feel good and my brain's all foggy. And I just wanted you to say, here's your prescription. Like, everything else is just peanuts, lady. Peanuts, lady. So we need to yield, because if we automatically say yes, we're saying no to something else. Are we saying no to our hopes and dreams? Are we saying no to making progress on our diet? Are we saying no for showing up for ourselves? Are we saying no to what? What are we saying no to? To being that person that we're becoming, that we are, when we say yes. When we say yes. And that kind of stuff. Oh, watch your boundaries. Watch your boundaries. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to? When we have these we need to have boundaries. If you have, say, for instance, people in your life that are ultra dramatic and needy of your time, but it also affects your emotions, and you're a person who emotionally eats, we need to have strong boundaries around those people because that's not working for you. How can we make this work for them and for you? We just got to get curious and find some ideas of examples, try them out, see if they work, go back to the drawing board until we find what does work. Starts with curiosity, but set up those boundaries. Set up those boundaries. If it's really important to you that you stick to a certain eating plan, you got to put up that boundary. It's really important to me that we stick this. No, we're not changing the plan tonight. I'm sorry. We can do that another time, but I have to stick to my plan. Yes, I understand that you would like to go blah, 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 but you know that this is whenever I do my workout. Can it please wait? It's 45 minutes, it's an hour, 30 minutes, whatever it is. We've got to set our boundaries up. It can be difficult. I know how hard it is to set boundaries. That's one of the things that I've been working on for years is to set boundaries. It's a challenge, and I've failed at doing it a million times, but I've also been successful. And I've also been able to build that skill, and now I'm getting better at it. But we have to start somewhere, right? Friends respect boundaries. Friends respect boundaries. But we have to set them. We can't assume that people know what we need or what we want. If we don't tell them, they don't know. Don't assume anything. Never assume. Never assume. They don't know. Everybody is just so darn worried about themselves that they don't know. Oh, hold on. Yes, 1 second. Aw. Okay, so I gotta show you guys this. So I'm sitting here and this little notification popped up and it said on this day, OneDrive, and it's Loki when he was a puppy and his little light up collar and his ears. Oh, look at those ears. He was so cute. He was so cute. Aw. Anyway, I'm sorry that I got distracted by pictures of Loki, but it came up and I had to show. I had to. He was such a cute little puppy. Anyway, the hardest person to set a boundary with is you. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Why is that? Why don't you want people to set boundaries with you, Mary? Why is that? Next word is youthful. Youthful. They did say the same size. It was, yeah, he had to grow into his paws and his ears. Youthful. Show of hands, who feels more youthful since losing weight? And when did you start to feel that way? Does anybody feel more youthful since losing weight? And when did it start to kick in? That's the question. I was just wondering. See, I don't think I ever grew up, so I'm not sure if I just feel more youthful, but my body feels more youthful. My body feels more youthful. I don't know about, maturity wise, because I've always been kind of a kid, and I think that kicked in like right away, like after 10, 15 pounds, I was like, oh, I feel good. I feel really good. It's that small changes lead to big, big things. And that was kind of like getting that energy, and it kind of like grew into like excitement, and it feels so good. It's like, oh, I want more of that. That's pretty awesome. Being more fit. Just being able to move around, be able to get into chairs better, off the ground, into cars. Short little 5'3" me, like trying to climb up into somebody's like tall truck before. It was humiliating, I guess. Distressing. I would try and avoid it at all costs because I didn't have the strength to like jump to get in, and I couldn't really climb, and I didn't have the strength to pull myself up so much. So when those times would come, and nothing's worse than having somebody like try and push you into a truck. Like it's not good. I can get in trucks now. That's pretty cool. So that makes me feel more youthful. Little things. It's like, just reflecting on the changes. Because there's all these different phases to weight loss. And sometimes we can forget about those small moments whenever it was downright sad to be at the weight we were. It's easy to forget those sometimes. And we have to kind of remember them to keep us on the path, because chances are we were probably at the heavier weight for a longer amount of time than at the smaller weight. So we want to keep these new habits, this new lifestyle, embrace the new us. To keep that going, remember the why, because of those shitty moments that when it feels so hot. When people started, to rip your essence away. Ugh, yuck. Anyway, God, I want to go back to happy word. Can we talk about zigzag again? Because that's kind of a bummer. Anyway, our whys: to be more youthful, to have more spirit, to do more things, to live longer, to just be happy and enjoy our whys. Our whys. There's a lot of good whys. There's a lot of bad whys, but there's a lot of good whys too. So yeah, we're not on W, but it's the finale. I can do what I want. Anyway, that was all the words that I actually wrote down for this evening. So I'm going to call it a night, and that was the grand finale. Yay! Again, I want to thank you so much for joining and watching the ABCs of Weight Loss Season 2. We are going to take a break. I'm going to do something completely different, completely new, and I haven't quite formulated it yet, but I believe it is going to be on Sunday mornings. But it's going to be a live stream just to kind of fill the void until we do the next season of the ABCs of weight loss. So stay subscribed so that you know whatever it is I plan. If you want, you can go to my website, adventuresofdeanna.com, sign up, and I might send an email. I don't really know what I'm doing with that yet. But I'm hoping to get more organized with it. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, but we're gonna do another live stream in between while we wait for season 3 of the ABCs of Weight Loss. So again, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, it's gonna be an adventure. Bye.